far as the babes in Planet Terror go, we just ended up with really fantastic actresses. I think that's what lends itself to giving us that poster art and the trailers where you just see, God, this movie has everything. Rose McGowan, no one else could play Cherry. She has to be able to do the action, she has to be sexy and romantic. And I had written some music while I was writing the script, the main Grindhouse theme that you hear in the trailers. Rose, can you dance? Yeah, okay, well I'm gonna have you dance during the opening credits, and now you're a dancer. And that's when you lose your leg, it'll mean even more to the audience.
My character, Cherry, starts out as this girl whose life is a bit on the skids. All of a sudden, you know, I kind of have to save the universe. You know how that goes.
She was born to be an action hero. She really was. She was born to play this role, quite frankly. First of all, she's stunningly beautiful. Action! And she's got this great sense of comedic timing and physicality, which is so perfect for the role.
Broke my leg.
Okay, I made you something.
My gun goes in strange places. And I always ask Robert, how did you come up with the fact that I have a machine gun leg? And every time the answer is, well, I was sitting in traffic. And that's where it stops. I sit in traffic a lot. I don't often have machine gun legs that pop in my head, but that's just me.
You okay?
I'm just Cherry.
Developing the character with Rose, it's the first time I really did it this way, where I came up with a machine gun leg and some of the gags for her, but I didn't really write any more in the other characters. I still only had that 30 pages, basically, for the other characters. So I thought, you know what? I'm getting so inspired by things Rose says, so just her personality. She told me, you know, she's told me before that people tell her she should be a stand-up comedian and things like that. All that stuff came from her.
I'm going to be a stand-up comedian.
Really? You're not funny.
And I put that in as a character, just adding her own unusual personality to create a character that, that's always, I like being inspired by actors, so I wrote maybe another 10, 20 pages, and then I stopped and started casting. And Quentin was like, well, you're casting already? I said, yeah, I'm gonna go meet the actors. When I find somebody, because I have enough scenes, at least one good scene for each character that they can read, and off of that, I'll know kind of who I like, and then I'll write the rest of the script with them in mind, so I can play to their strengths and play to their personalities. He goes, oh, that's an interesting idea. I go, yeah, I don't know if I'm just being lazy or because there's just so many characters that they're not, it's hard for me to see them very individual until I can really put a face to them, because I'm not writing for anyone in particular other than Rose.
I always wanted to be a doctor.
Instead, I can do this.
Oh, useless talent number 66.
And one of the things she was always talking about whenever she did anything, she would just call it her useless talent. Oh, here's useless talent number 33. And it'd be something funny that, you know, I guess there really isn't much use for it. But what if there was at some point?
Very pliable.
I had to do this one particular back bend that we had just found in the rehearsal. Is that really cool back bend? And said, oh, we got to bring that back. You have to dodge a missile somewhere. And it always gets a cheer from the audience because it's been set up so much. But it's a very funny phrase because, you know, I guess we all have a lot of seemingly useless talents.
You remember how to ride a bike?
Useless talent number 32.
Some of her best lines and ideas, I'm like, that's Rose. That was Rose's improvisation. That's her real personality in the character.
I thought you said if you saw a deer, you shouldn't fucking swerve.
Strap a machine gun leg on that, and then it just takes off from there.
It's a great way to kill people. If you have to kill them, you can do it with your leg.
Marley Shelton, she turns into a hot mama who knows the score. No, Marley was great. I worked with Marley in Sin City and thought of her for this and wrote the part, you know, specifically for her.
I played Dakota McGraw Block, and I'm an anesthesiologist.
Hi, Joe. I'm going to give you a very strong anesthetic.
One of the ideas I'd had, it was a scene I'd carried around for a while. I'd heard from a friend of mine. Came and told me this story. He's like, yeah, it was so weird. This anesthesiologist came by and he had his called them his friends, and then he would say, this friend is just gonna take the sting off, and then this one's gonna do this, and then after this one, you'll never see me again. And sure enough, I passed out, and when I woke up, I never saw him again.
And after my redheaded friend, you'll never see me again.
That's a great little, that guy has a routine down. He loves his job, so I wanted her to be that kind of person.
And action.
Well, the funniest thing about my character is the physicality of playing a character who can't use her hands. And funny enough, I have hyper flexible wrists. so I was like, Robert, I was born to play this character because I can actually move my wrists like in a really bizarre way. Stupid human tricks. But so that was really fun for me. Just playing the frustration. She's a doctor who's rendered awkward. She's someone who's hyper efficient, type A personality, always in control, who now is out of control.
Just want to make her life very complicated for the night on, so that everything's an ordeal. Just open your car door, or to get your key, just to make people realize, like, wow, what if you had no use of your hands and you're trying to go save your kid? Your whole life's screwed up. I mean, just that alone is just going to be just a pain in the ass factor that creates its own drama and its own suspense.
You're a dancer.
I was earlier tonight.
Well, I'm pulling you out of retirement.
I had this comeback moment where I get to shoot my needle gun at the bad guy and then twirl it in like old school Western movie fashion. Just like my pops, Quick Draw McGraw, Earl McGraw would. I was terrified. I spent months trying to learn how to do it.
Where'd you get that? Useless talent number 37.
The day we shot that scene, I was so nervous. I was like, I'm not gonna be able to do it. And we got it, so. I pulled it off.
Fergie gets to play Tammy, which originally when I was writing it was based on a friend of mine named Tommy whose car broke down on the side of the road. And then I'm like, this is a Grindhouse movie. I'm gonna change Tommy to Tammy. And now it's a lesbian lover rather than a straight relationship. It's kind of the Grindhouse thinking. You always try to milk anything you could out of it.
Thanks, JT.
My casting director, Mary Verneu's really good. I was saying, I want somebody that looks like Dakota's very strong, but I want another female character who looks like she could be a real, really strong and take care of her and her child, and someone who's got, some real character to her. You could see the attraction. And she said, this one girl, Fergie's a singer, but she started as an actress, and she's come in and read for me several times. She's really good. You should meet her. So she came in and read, and she was great.
I gotta go.
Saving lives, are you?
Now, how did you know that? As I was filming the scene, when the zombies attacked me, Quentin really got into it. I think he had a lot of fun with that.
Action, action.
He's doing the whole run with me, so it's great. So I look over and I see Quentin, and I have to kind of visualize this zombie-esque character. And we kept having to redo the scene because he was getting so into being this creature that he was making all these noises.
Okay, go, go, go.
And he was blaming it on the other guys, but really, it was Quentin who was making all the noise.
And so I'm doing the scene, right? And it comes to the part, and he starts biting me.
Ooh, I got some good jump power there.
I know. Look at this thing.
It wasn't it wasn't like a bite. She wasn't bleeding or anything, but certainly felt some teeth on flesh. But yeah, it happens. People get into their role.
Quentin fucking bit me. And by the end of this shoot, I will bite.
Brian, 1 second.
Yo.
Gotta clean the front element, man.
I remember when I was writing the script, I'm going, I've only got 3 babes in my movie. I don't know if that's enough for a Grindhouse, but I guess I have to make 2.
You got the twins. You got 5 babes in your movie.
You said 10. You can't be watching her kill damn night. We got shit to do.
That's right. We probably won't get any more babysitting jobs ever in our life after this is it.
My nieces, I had an idea to cast them years ago when I first met them. They'd been living in Venezuela. They came up. They just moved to the States. They were just learning English. And they were crazy. They were just so wild and just so full of life, and they just finishing each other's sentences, mixing English and Spanish, and just genuine characters. So I thought that'd be totally Grindhouse to have, you know, two twins just there, and they would just be nuts. Or even said in the script, they're not infected, they're just crazy. And then they turn into good girls at the end with machine guns and turn out to be good allies because they can fight, they're feisty, don't take shit from anybody.
Fucking cool. We're like, give me the gun. I'm shooting everything.
We shot everybody they told us to shoot to. People we weren't supposed to shoot to. We shot everybody.
They told us, hey, stop. There's no monkey business going on, you know.
Oh yeah, we were
Get
like
serious.
joking around, and they said, no, you can't do this, and they
Don't put the hand on the trigger. They always say, we always forget. Because, you know, playing when we're little, you know, we shoot guns all the time playing.
Who's next?
I am.
All right.
Oh my God, I'm scared. I'm so scared.
Jeff Fahey sat us down and he said, you listen to me. You hold that gun, you can kill somebody with that thing. And I was like, okay. So he held us accountable for it. It's so dangerous, you know?
And the crew has been really understanding just because first film for us and first experience. So they have a lot of patience explaining to us how to deal with everything. You get stuck here, shoot, and we can
If you look at the credits, it says, you know, starring, you know, Rose, Josh, this, and the crazy babysitter twins. It doesn't say their names.
Where do you think you're going?
I'm Cherry.
You sure are.